Ahoy, my friends, Ryder here, and welcome back to another Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis video. Today, I'm going to be showing you guys a guide to take down EX2 Titan. Now, if I don't have exactly the same team you guys are working with, there are a lot of already really good guides out there on YouTube that I encourage you guys to check out if this one is not as helpful, because Titan is going to be the summon of choice in the coming Guild War, which is going to be happening next Wednesday. I am going to be showing you guys, I'm going to be clearing it today with my main team, and I'm going to show you guys two other teams that you could potentially run in order to get the clear. I'm going to talk about the thresholds you want to be shooting for HP, physical defense, magic attacks, some important notes that I made about the fight itself, etc., and just trying to give you guys like the full overview of the fight itself. Now, before I go into this, we do have two guilds still each recruiting one player for the coming Guild War 9. So we have Titan that is looking to recruit one strong player. They were in the top 30s, I think, in most of the recent rankings. And then we also have Ifrit as well, also looking to recruit, which I believe Ifrit is also either in the top 30s, top 40s, or definitely most for surely in the top 50s. So if you guys are looking to join one of our guilds for the coming Guild War 9, definitely join our Discord. Either, post your recruitment message in the recruitment channel, or just send me a DM and I'll put you guys in contact with the corresponding guild leaders. So that being said, let's get into Titan. All right, so we're gonna go over here to summon quests, and yeah, this fight, I actually just beat this one like a few days ago. Recently, guys, there's been so much stuff going on, and so it's kind of nice that like when a summon comes out, it's cool to blitz it and just fight it right away. But also, I don't really mind putting it off and then waiting until I actually need the summon. So really, guys, this is the first time that we've actually needed Titan. Of course, he's useful in the Odin escalation event, but I already had him at, level 8 for his ability, which you can get from beating the EX1, which is, in the realm of doable for most of the players in the game, I would say, unless you guys are like fairly new to the game. So that being said, let's go over to Titan EX2 and let's talk about him, right? So here is Titan, all right? Obviously, weakness is going to be wind. You're going to want to bring a magic wind character. So there's like two main options. You have Cloud or you have Aerith. Both work, all right? His resistance is going to be to earth, so when you're stacking physical defense all weapons in your sub-slots, choosing ones that have earth resistance is going to be overall helpful. There's going to be a sigil phase where circle and diamond are combined. He will cast fatigue throughout the fight, right? So which further reinforces a magic team. So I do recommend not choosing physical sigil blows for your circles, guys. So, plain Ruinras, no Ruinra blows, etc., because then it's going to make the sigil phase that much harder, and he periodically AoE attacks you throughout the sigil phase, so it's pretty important to get through that sigil phase as fast as possible, guys, in this fight, because, he can kill you during that phase. All right, so if we take a look here at his resistances, we have obviously physical attack down, physical defense down, to further cement the fact that you shouldn't use a physical team. Magic attack down as well. All of Titan's attacks are going to be physical based, guys. But as you can see, magic defense break is not there in his immunities. So bringing a magic defense breaking character is going to be really important for upping your damage throughout this fight. Now, here's the little description on him. Uses many powerful earth element physical abilities. Like everything here is going to be physical, guys, so you're stacking physical defense to the brim. Earth potency changes based on the amount of 4th gauge earthen power is filled. The gauge can be depleted with wind damage, grants self veil with earthen aegis, incapacitates a target during granite shell. So, in the clear I'm going to show you guys today, if you do enough damage, you skip this phase of granite shell, so if you guys are getting to that phase and this guide isn't as helpful, like I said, I encourage you guys to go check out other guides. There are a bunch of great content creators that put out all different kinds of guides out there, and so you can definitely find what you're looking for. During Veil, guys, it's important to note that like debuffs like magic defense break will not affect him when Veil is up. So, you know, one of the strategies at the beginning of this video that you guys will see when I fight him is that I am going to make sure that I get off the triple magic defense break on Titan before he goes into Veil, because it's going to incrementally make it easier for me to break that. And you really need to fully deplete the earth potency in his gauge, or else he will kill your team. You'll see already that I'm barely going to be surviving, guys. Alright, and the last thing, wind element magic abilities are effective against this enemy, as we know. Alright, so that being said, I'm going to bring up a little set of information. You guys can screenshot this if you want. But these are the thresholds you guys are looking for. So at the base minimum, you're looking for around 14.5k HP, 270 physical defense threshold in order to survive his AoE attacks, guys, all right? You're going to want 8 to 10k magic attack plus. I'm going to put a plus here, right? I know it's been done with 8k, you know, magic attack characters. It definitely can be done. Necessary mechanics, all right? Physical defense up. Mid is like the lowest, or the absolute low that you guys can go with. So like in my battle, I'm not going to be able to get physical defense up high. It's just going to cap at mid. So this threshold is for physical defense up at mid. So if you can get physical defense high, this threshold is going to lower. You're not going to need as much physical defense, all right? So this is just, you know, worst case scenario, like my team right here. All right, you're also going to need a Wind Imperiler, a Wind DPS, obviously, an AoE healer. Okay, you're going to need Stardust Ray or Vanquishing Blade, which is Red or Matt's limit breaks, right? So I think that Matt isn't really ideal in this fight. He doesn't have like a magic attack all. I don't know if he has a magic defense break or not. Red 13 is ideal. He has the Wind Imperil, he has the Stardust Ray. If you have the Brilliant Collar, you can raise the wind potency of your team. You know, he has, you know, the Silver Collar has a third materia slot for Cure All. So Red 13 is the character that you'll see in every single one of my teams. I think he's like the star character here. Other necessary mechanics, magic attack up, magic defense break, highly recommended. Could be done without them, possibly, but definitely going to be a lot harder. And then magic circle sigils, guys. Do not bring physical sigils here unless you want to be healing fatigue. All right, and then also diamond sigil. All right, now when you bring circle sigils, you're going to want to bring one character at least that has a circle sigil boost on their weapon, and then even if you have a booster, guys, you're going to want to have one other character that has at least circle normal sigils on them. Okay, because the goal is to get through the sigil phase as fast as possible, absolutely as fast as possible, because he really does a lot of damage there. All right, now some notes here, and then I'll go into the teams. This is basically a list of his abilities that he casts from the beginning of the fight. So he's going to start with the Earth and Fury AoE. All right. You don't really need to heal after this. You're going to be buffing your DPS because you're preparing to break the Veil. That's going to come after this. All right. The Earth and Aegis will get cast after this. That's going to have the Earth potency gauge. You're going to need to break the Veil all the way down to 0 and then heal up to full, buff the physical defense to block the next attack. Then he's going to go into some regular attacks, etc., etc. You know, block these individual attacks will be like 3, 4, I don't know how many there are. Then he's going to go into Earth and Boost. He's going to raise his physical attack to 5 tier, which is why you need the Stardust Ray or Vanquishing Blade in order to remove that physical attack buff, because he is immune to physical attack break, guys. So that is the only way to get rid of it. All right, so once he does Earth and Boost, we are going to counter with Stardust Ray, but you can wait until he does his Boulder Hurl. You'll see that when he does this attack with Boulder Hurl, that, you know, that's like the first attack that comes after the physical attack buff, and you can basically just cast Stardust Ray and Breath of the Earth at that point in time while in defense stance to cancel the Boulder Hurl, get yourself a little bit of extra time, and completely deplete all his physical attack. At some point in time in the fight, he can go into a Rockbuster single target attack, and I'm not sure, you know, how he does his targeting here. It's either the character with the highest HP or potentially the most buffs, but this is skippable, guys. You are not going to see this phase in my battle, so if you have enough DPS, you can get through this. After that, he's going to go into several regular attacks, ending with a crushing jump. and that is going to be the last attack before his sigil phase, all right? And we're going to be killing him shortly after his sigil phase, all right? So some notes for the fight that you guys might want to take down. I put need to get off Crimson Flare before Veil. I'm just going to put off Magic Defense Break, right? I'll be using Aerith for the Crimson Flare, but really you need to get off the Magic Defense Break before Veil if possible, all right? After the second big attack, after his second big attack, which is going to come after the Earth and Aegis, right? You need to stay in defense stance after that attack for his first hit, or at least I do, because Cloud is very low HP, and I'm actually going to use Red 13 to counter at that point in time during the fight. So you guys will see at that point in time, see counter with Cura Blessed Aura. You can cancel the Boulder Hurl with Stardust / Breath of the Earth. Go into the Sigil phase with physical defense up. So make sure that, you know, before you go into the Sigil phase, your physical defense buff does not wear off, or else he will do a lot of damage. And by prepared, I mean going in with higher ATB, okay? He casts Fatigue, so no blow materias, no physical materias, and save your Jubilation for the Sigil phase if you guys are running Princess Guard. All right, so those are my overall thoughts on the fight. Now I'm going to show you guys some teams right here. My main team, the team that I'll be clearing it with today, is going to be Cloud, main DPS, Red 13, Imperiler / backup AoE healer / wind potency buffer, all right, / Stardust Ray physical attack canceller, and then Aerith right here. She's going to be our main healer. She's going to be our main magic attack buffer and magic defense breaker. All right, so this is going to be the team I'm running. I'll go into further detail. If you guys don't have this team, I've set up 2 sub-teams that could potentially work. This is the first one here, guys. And just so you know, you don't need Cloud at OB10 in order to beat this fight. I'm pretty sure you don't even need Cloud at OB6 in order to clear this fight. I'm almost positive there are clears out there with like an OB4 version of this weapon, guys. There are great players, much better than me out there, that really show you guys that, you know, the bare minimum that you need in order to clear these fights. So this is the team that I'm running with Cloud, Red 13, and Barret, if you guys want to go for that. And I'll show you guys a very quick back end of the stats right here with the sub-weapons. All right, so Cloud is very cutting it close on the threshold right here, 261. You might need to change some materia a little bit. Then we have Red 13, 16k over 313 and 3.9. And then Barret right here, 18.7, 363 physical defense, etc. So this is one team that you guys could run. You know, Barret has Provoke, he has physical defense up, he has the Escutcheon cannon for magic attack defense up, and actually you don't even need the magic defense up, but this gives magic attack all to the team. You know, you're missing the magic defense break, you could run a mana breach, etc. You know, these teams aren't optimized because I haven't used them, but I will say that they can work. And then trying to scroll down here, it's not letting me. And then the last team, you guys, if you don't have Cloud, is this one right here with Aerith as the main DPS, Red 13 as the main Imperiler / main healer. If you don't have the Brilliant Caller, you would just run the Pilot's Caller and then have a better overall hero for Red 13. And then once again, Barret again, right? Just like this. You could also run the Crimson staff for Aerith in the offhand right here in order to get the magic defense break. I'll show you guys just a quick look at the back end of the teams right here so you guys can see more or less how I built them. Lower physical defense but higher HP by far on Aerith. Then we have Red 13 here, 16k HP, 330 physical defense, 3.8k healing. And then we have Barret, 18.7k, 379 physical defense, etc. So those are 2 extra teams that you guys could potentially run. Now I'm going to show you guys the team I'm going to be clearing it with today. And that team is going to be Cloud, Red 13, and Aerith, all right? So here we have his Wind Arcanum costume. I have Bahamut at level 7 for his main summon, all right? We have all magic attack stat stick materias on Cloud. I have all physical defense stat stick materias on Red, and all physical defense stat stick materias on Aerith, although I think they might be healing. No, they're physical defense and HP. right? So if we look at Aerith's right here, physical defense, HP, yeah. So basically stacking them with physical defense, a ton of physical defense, guys. So we have magic attack all stat 6, physical defense all stat 6, physical defense all stat 6. That's going to cover materia. Now, taking a look at the actual sigils here, guys, we have a circle sigil break on Cloud paired with the booster from his weapon. All right, we have the diamond sigil break on the silver collar from Red 13, and we have one extra circle sigil break on Aerith, right? Note that they are all magic sigils, right? Magic sigils, that's what you guys want. Okay, now, other than that, the only other relevant materia here is going to be Red 13's Cure All in the 3rd slot. Silver Collar gives us an All Cure slot right here. So we're going to use this one time in the fight right after the Earthen Aegis big attack. And we're going to stay in our block stance after that attack, and I'm going to quickly heal with Red 13 or else Cloud will die. My Cloud is right on the line of surviving here, guys. So, you know, hopefully it gives you guys a good insight into the fight. Now for the actual setups for the weapons here, you know, we have the Holiday Blade, OB10. We have the Apocalypse here, OB10. Even though it's a physical weapon, it does give him a good amount of wind potency. Ultimate Buster Sword right here. We have Red 13 in his this costume. If you have the pilot's costume, that's way better. I literally just chose this for HP, guys. Silver Collar, super clutch in this fight. Diamond Sigil Break, Wind Imperil. And then if you guys have the Brilliant Collar right here, this is a great one. Magic attack is increased to the team, plus wind damage is increased. Wind potency, all allies. So you can cast this twice for a cap of mid at, you know, base 5-star OB1. Which works great. And then we have his Regan ultimate weapon right here. For Aerith, we have her Bahamut costume for the physical, for the defensive stats and the attack ult to the team. Breath of the Earth right here. We have the Crimson Staff here at OB6 for the magic attack all magic defense break. We have the Bahamut Rod here for the physical defense, even though it only goes to mid, and the AoE heal. And then the Princess Guard right here. Now taking a look at the back end of the characters, guys. All right, so here we have Cloud, 297,000 power, 14.6k HP, 10.5k magic attack, and 275 physical defense. I had to kind of tweak his materias to get, you know, a little less magic attack and more physical defense so that he can survive. But you just need him to barely survive the first and second big AoEs, and then if you have enough DPS, you can easily get through the rest of the fight. All right, sub weapons, Electro Cannon, we have Power Soul, and we have the Floral Rod here. Jumping over to Red 13, 16k HP. He's got 330 physical defense, 3.9k healing. We have the Rubber Band Gun, physical defense all to the team. Rocket Punch, physical defense all to the team. And the Protector's Blade, which is magic attack all to the team. All right, then going over to Aerith, she's sitting at 181k power, 14.3k HP, 295 physical defense, and 3.2k healing. We have the Comrade Wand right here. This is just for HP buff duration, so if you guys have Shark Slayer, you can use that instead. All right, we have the Shovel right here, Angio's guild weapon, physical defense all, earth resistance, and we have the Rose Bouquet, which is also physical defense all. So I'm running 4 physical defense all weapons, guys, in order to survive this fight. He is very strong physically, and you know, you just want to be prepared for his attacks. So I'm going to go into the fight right now, and hopefully we'll get a clear of it. And hopefully it will get you guys through this, since we're going to be needing Titan for the upcoming Guild War. And I wish you guys the best with the clear. Let's get into it. Alright, so here we are going into the Titan fight. Alright, at the beginning I'm going to stay on Red 13 to 5 ATB, cast Rolling Claw. Alright, so almost there. You can even wait a little bit after. Jump over to Aerith right here. I'm going to wait to max ATB, cast Blessed Aura. Back to Red 13, get the wind potency buff off, back to Aerith, and block right there. Alright, so now we're preparing for the Veil stage. So I'm not really too keen on healing right away, guys. The goal is to break his magic defense as soon as possible here. So switch to attack stance, Jubilation immediately. Alright, as soon as it goes off, Blessed Aura. This has to be very fast in order to have the time to get this magic defense break off before this happens, guys, alright? And there it is, right before, so the magic defense buff got off. That means we can break the Veil as fast as possible. Alright, we have the wind potency at 2 right there. Cloud is going to cast Twister Blade again. Aerith is going to cast Crimson Fluorescence. Alright, I'm going to cast one more time with Red 13, but he needs to have 5 ATB by the time this goes off. And Aerith needs to cast Blessed Aura right before the end of this phase right here, because it's about to wear off right here. So you can get off 2 Crimson things right there. This should just get off right there. We get the physical defense break, alright? Here we go. Now we're going to stay in defense stance, all right, guys, because he's going to very quickly attack right here. So we're going to use Cura on Red 13, block his attack. Boom. There we go. Okay. Into this, I'm going to go into the Ultimate Therapeutic Touch, into Blessed Aura right here with Aerith, and now we are just going full-blown on the damage here, guys, all right? All right, so the Imperil's about to fall off, so we're going to put it back. The magic attack is about to fall off, so we're going to put that back. All right, here we go. He's going into Earthen Boots. Physical attack up. Wait for the Boulder Hole, guys. All right, there it is. We're going to block it with Stardust Ray and Breath of the Earth. I should have gone into the physical defense stance for this just to get more healing. All right, but it's okay. He's already under half health at this point. All right, so now we're going to take the Boulder Hurl, a couple of regular attacks. All right, here we go. Here's Red 13. Let's get the Brilliant Soul. Block the Boulder Hurl right here. Okay, and just keep on attacking, guys. We're just going to keep on attacking right here. Here comes the Crushing Jump. All right, there we go. Now we're going into the Sigil phase, okay? Oh, no, not quite yet. He's going to do a couple more attacks before we go into the Sigil phase. As you can see, Cloud is fatigued. All right, we're going to bring our physical defense back up right here because we're close to the Sigil phase. It's going to come right after this. All right, here we go. And Sigil phase starting in 3, 2, 1. Earthen Roar. Immediately go into it. Go into the Sigils. I'm going to go into Jubilation right here. All right. And as you can see, having the fatigue, kind of a pain right there. Red 13 is going to be fatigued for his Rolling Claw. All right, but as you can see, he's doing a good amount of damage right here. All right, and we should get it off right here. There we go. I'm going to get the heal off first so that we can make sure that we get the magic attack break, magic attack buff. Okay, going into the wind potency buff right here, and Cloud is just going to be spamming his attacks right here, guys. All right, there we go. Boom. And right when he goes into his next attack, I think we are going to, you can kill him before that Veil. Unfortunately, I didn't get to it, so we're going to have to prepare for this here. All right, one more attack from Cloud. And Aerith needs to get off her physical defense buff here in a second. Actually, we can just kill him with Mega Flare. And we should be good right there, guys. So, you know, I hope that, I know that sometimes these fights, these live fights go by pretty fast. You might not have all the same things I have. If I don't, guys, you know, I hope the other team builds help you guys out. But I do encourage you guys to check out other content creator videos and other guides out there and just check them out, and eventually you're going to find something that works. There are guides out there with Aerith as the main DPS, etc. And there you have it, guys. Titan EX2. Honestly, with overspeed, it really helps things out. And this build could, or this run could even be probably optimized even further. But there it is, the Titan EX2 clear. I wish you guys the best in getting it and all the best in the next Guild War to come. If you guys have any questions, I'm happy to help you guys out as usual. You know, just drop a comment and I'll help you out as best as I can. If you guys enjoyed this video today, please don't forget to drop a like, subscribe to the channel for more Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis content. I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.